We're just a stone's throw from the Delaware River. We've got some water to contend with ourselves. A steady rain falling at Lincoln Financial Field. The scene in South Philly a few moments ago. Boy, the city of brotherly love is fired up. They're saying fly, Eagles, fly, as they get ready to match up with the Cincinnati Bengals. The final weekend of the summer. Hope you're enjoying it wherever you are as we are off and running on EA Sports. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. That's their own 24-yard line. On the ground, this is Joe Mixon. Nowhere to go that time. Might have gotten a yard up to the 25.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. They did a nice job there holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
He's going to sling this deep downfield. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. The tight end, C.J. Uzomah, the intended receiver. And that takes us from second to third down. And 9 yards to go. Burrow will throw. Open man is Uzomah. And he'll be stopped at the 27-yard line, well short of the first down marker. 2 yards is all they'll get on the completion. It's fourth down. Now Jordan Berry on to kick this one away. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. 33 yards is the distance on the punt there. And the Eagles will have it, taking over first and 10.
At their own 36-yard line.
And they'll come out with a 3 tight end look on the first play of the drive. Miles Sanders, first carry of the game. And he'll take this one for about 4 up to the 40.
Miles Sanders, the ball.
At the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back down and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
He's going to let this go deep for Jackson. And this throw will be intercepted. William Jackson with a pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Over first and 10.
He's just got to be thinking, I hope that's not a harbinger of things to come. Very first pass of the afternoon picked.
And where do you go from here? Because when you start that way, do you allow that to seep into you and stay with you the rest of the game? Or do you find a way out of it? We're going to find out. Well, you had to punt on your first drive, and on the first play of the second drive, you end up going backwards. I would dare say they need something good to happen right here, right now.
Burrow from his own end zone. Over the middle, and it's incomplete. He was looking for his favorite target, A.J. Green, that time. And now it's third down.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
Burrow, third and long from his end zone. And a throw there going to be incomplete.
That certainly looks like nothing to show now from these first 2 possessions. And guess what? When you're on a losing streak, that can lead to a full sense of, here we go again. So on the sidelines, the offensive play callers, quarterback, they've got to get together and dial something up to start their next drive. Otherwise, it could be a long game.
Now a fair catch taken, maybe a yard or 2 shy of midfield. Yeah, call it 38 yards on the punt, no return. And the Eagles will have great starting field position here as they take over. On first and 10, it's Sanders. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down.
Sanders, the ball carrier.
Mackenzie Alexander in on the tackle.
Mackenzie Alexander.
Ball runners count on their eyes to find the gaps and creases, to find open space. There was absolutely none on that one. Totally swallowed up on that play.
On second down now. It's Sanders. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 11 yards there. First down.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run. And let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down. Otherwise, it's going to be a long afternoon.
On first down, Wentz. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete. Alshon Jeffrey, the intended receiver. And that'll bring up second down.
As a defensive back, you have some weapons at your disposal that we don't often talk about. And you can read the receiver's eyes, you can read his hands, and you know that the arrival of the ball is imminent. And that allows you to make a play on it, and oftentimes knock it away.
And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42.
Taken down back at the
That screen there on second down certainly didn't develop how they had hoped. Is that one they should have even tried, or is that one the quarterback sticks in his pocket?
I think the latter. I like what you said there, because trying is one thing. We can second guess just about every call. But in this case, when you realize that it's broken down, just throw it at the feet of your intended receiver so that no one can pick it off, right? You don't have the ball tipped up in the air, and you come back and try and pick up the first down on third down. That way you don't lose any yardage.
The Eagles send out their punter now, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. That'll be out of bounds, and how good was that? They'll say the 3-yard line. That's where they spot him.
That's double win there, partner. You keep out of the return man's hands, and you pin him inside the 5-yard line. Pretty darn good.
Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground. And they'll hit him for a loss as he's back to his 2-yard line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up second and 11.
Brings up second and 11.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a second and 11. Back to throw now in his own end zone. And some space here. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Eagles defense gets a pick-6 TD. Short throw, pick-6 right there. Those linebackers, they love when those short throws come and those eyes get real wide, don't they?
How about the anticipation on the play? Reading, reacting, and then the ability to catch the football and take it in the opposite direction.
Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards.
At their own 21-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going. They're still in search of an initial first down as they come up here 1st and 10. After the pick-6, they go right back to the air. And he was hit as he threw it there, and it forces it incomplete.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap, and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
From the 21, it's 2nd and 10. Burrow looking to pass. They'll set up the screen here to Mixon. They'll get only 3 there, so it leaves them with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
In order for a screen pass to break big, a lot of things have to come together and be well executed. But all it takes is one small thing to go wrong and keep it from being a big game.
On 3rd down, Burrow. Got a man, it's Ross, complete. And they work this well upfield across the 45. And they're able to convert on 3rd with a solid gain of 23.
First down, Cincinnati.
Mixon with a first down carry. And very little running room there. He did get a couple up to the 49.
The tackle by Avante.
6-0 our score after one.
That's the end of the first quarter. With the score, Eagles 6, Bengals nothing.
On second down, here's Burrow. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. A yard in the wrong direction makes third down tougher. Third down and 9. The Bengals on third down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is third and 9. From the shotgun, Joe Burrow. That's incomplete, but
I ain't have to hit him.
So
Fuck.
hang on, a big call coming on third down.
Fuck.
Some boos coming
Damn.
right now from this home crowd after that call.
Yeah, and that was because of the pass interference call, but for a second there I thought
Too
maybe they'd
easy,
down to look
man.
at my appearance as Othello in the high school play.
You were Othello?
No, give it
And
back.
this is going to be
Give it back.
intercepted.
Let's go.
Picked up by Rodney McLeod. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. They're coming out with a jumbo package to start the drive.
First and 10. At their
They start on the ground.
Missed the
And
gap,
he
missed the
stops
gap.
right at the 25 after a gain of 5.
the ball carrier.
Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure you're back. You spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
Come on, man. Get
And
up
they'll
field.
take him
Hurts.
down at the 31-yard line.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Play fake to Sanders. Now here's Wentz. He's going to let this go deep for Jackson. It's caught inside the 25. And he finally goes down, but not before reaching the 21. 3 tight ends in the ball game here on 1st and 10. Wentz on the give to Sanders.
Ah, I should have ran to the outside. I could have
2 yards
scored.
shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
He was brought down.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, gotta like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
This will be caught just inside the 10. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. Joshua Perkins, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Eagles able to push further out in front.
What the fuck did this shit keep going?
And again, it's no good. A few boo birds coming out as he's missed his 2nd extra point here in the first half. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. Taken in the end zone.
Oh, watch how I blow his ass up. Good time.
And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22.
The Bengals take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going. It hasn't gone particularly well for them. That's obvious. In these conditions, no points so far. They've got to get that offense on track. The question, how do they do it?
It is the age-old question, isn't it? And to me, finding a way to make sure your playmakers touch the ball without it being too exotic. Meaning you don't have to go deep down the field. Maybe you hit them on those short passes on the perimeter. Make sure you just turn around and hand it to your best runner. And
Thank you.
And now Burrow going to be intercepted yet again.
Get out there, get out there. Get out there, get out there. Let's go. Get out.
And he's going to
Come
get this one
on.
back to the 20-yard line. So his struggles just continuing here in the first half throwing the football, Charles. Now 3 interceptions.
they don't feel like they're just great plays by the defense. there's a sense that maybe he's a little careless with the football now. So some of the great coaches in the past, you know, they've always said, I can't teach you, obviously, because you're not listening. So maybe the bench can teach you. He's got to be careful now. He might get pulled.
They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes us 2nd and 9. That is caught.
Get him in.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Carson Wentz with 2 first-half touchdown passes, and the Eagles had 6 to their lead. Doug Peterson says, let's go for 2 here. Shotgun now for Wentz. And oh, it'll be intercepted. Picked up by Jesse Bates.
It's interesting that when it comes to 2-point conversions, even heavy run teams tend to throw the ball in these situations. In this case, this one was intercepted.
Yeah, they weren't fooled. They were ready for the pass, picked it off. Taken about 7 yards deep. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down officially at the 21.
At their own 21-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
You don't want to.
No, but well, let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3
Oh,
scores.
come on,
You've
man.
done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
2nd down and 12 at the 19-yard line. Here's Burrow. This one grabbed by A.J. Green. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. 15 yards on the play, 1st down.
15.
Nice catch there by A.J. Green. And at the beginning of his career, a perennial Pro Bowl receiver. Been dinged up a little bit the last 2 years, but now he gets a fresh start. Without his friend and quarterback, Andy Dalton, his leadership will be key.
Burrow able to find Sample. That's complete. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. That one goes for 24 yards. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. They're passing here. Joe Burrow. He's going to air it out deep for Green. And incomplete. A drop there in the middle 3rd of the field. That'll bring up 2nd down.
A.J. Green.
In ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10. Burrow going to fake to mix it and now look to throw. Going deep downfield.
That's the ball, man.
And that one almost intercepted. Far too loose with the football here. Nearly a 4th pick. And it's 3rd down.
3rd down. And 10 yards to go.
To the air again, Burrow.
Cover.
And now another one thrown incomplete.
There's be a little bit of frustration there. Back-to-back incompletions. Receivers blanketed on both attempts. This time on 3rd down.
Here's Jordan Berry now as he's on to punt for Cincinnati. He's been a busy man in this first half as he gets it away.
I'm asking, why the fuck is you hitting the fucking punter, you stupid motherfucker?
That hurts. If it was
Stupid
running
as
into
shit,
the kicker,
man.
wouldn't be a 1st down. Roughing, it is a 1st.
And just think about the differences between the two. Running into the kicker
real,
almost feels inadvertent, just a small tap, so to speak. But when you rough him, usually bodies are hitting the ground and flying all different places. And the difference is 5 yards or 15. And in this case, that's a big play.
Tackle made that time by Brandon Graham.
No gain on the play. Brings up 2nd.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. Out of the gun, it's Burrow.
Catch the ball. Somebody catch the ball.
Complete. Too much
God
contact
damn.
onto that one, and comes the 8th play of the drive, and they need a full 10 yards on 3rd down. From the shotgun, it's Burrow. Slant pass to Boyd. And he's not going to sniff the first down here. He stopped at the 25. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play.
Bullock on for the field goal. A 42-yard attempt.
And that is not going to go for Bullock. It's left to the upright. No good. And this score will stay right where it is.
I tell you, it's not easy kicking field goals in the best of conditions. Yet in a downpour like we're in right now, it makes it that much harder. And sure enough, they can't convert here.
Wentz now on 1st down. Flushed out right. It's caught by Jackson. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. 23 yards on the play.
Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurately throws a nice pass for a 1st down.
On 1st and 10, here's Wentz. Deep ball for Goodwin. Got a man, it's caught at the 6-yard line. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Marquise Goodwin as the first half is winding down. And the Eagles add on to their lead.
That score that they just gave up there, that's a tough one for their defense to swallow because they've had a tough time through the first 2 quarters. They really were determined to get a stop there. Unable to do so, that makes their comeback hopes that much more difficult.
Fielded in the end zone. And he's going to be taken down inside the 10 at about the 8-yard line.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 8-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going. Time here for likely one play, then off to the locker room, and they're going to have some adjustments to make.
They certainly will, and I think a lot of people are thinking to themselves, all right, take the knee, get out of here, regroup. But how will the head coach and his staff approach halftime? Will it be angry? Will it be clinical? Will they be calm? Will they just let it all out? Who knows? I'm going to be a fly on the wall for this one, though.
Final play of the half for Burrow and company. And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning. Now to Orlando. That's where we find Jonathan Coachman ready with our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. Now James returning. The lane opens here. He's past the 30.
The Eagles take over 1st and 10 at their own 32-yard line.
Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do.
There he goes, right side. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. Miles Sanders, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And this offense is running away with this one.
Sometimes running plays hit or break so fast, there's no reaction time from the secondary. So I've got to give credit to the offensive line for creating that hole so suddenly. And how decisive was he to take that cut and just go. No one downfield there to stop him.
That'll be taken about a yard deep. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
Over 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. And he couldn't hang on. Would have been their 4th pick of the game. Instead, second down. Ball on the 30 as they come up 2nd and 10.
At the 30-yard line.
Now it's Burrow.
Let's go. Good shit, Slade. Get up. He would have spoiled you got up faster, man.
Inside the 20. Boy, you just kind of feel for him right now. 4 interceptions, and you can almost see through his face mask. There's a lot going on in between the ears.
There certainly is, and probably way too much, because now he's probably doubting himself a little bit, wondering what adjustments he has to make. But here's what he needs to do. Get through this game. Go to the press conference, meet it head on, and show your teammates you're ready to shoulder what happened today, and you'll be ready for the next game.
And if he can do that as a rookie, that's a great sign of maturity.
2nd and 6 at the 15-yard line.
To throw on 2nd and 6.
Fuck, I do this shit right fucking back. Bum ass nigga,
Big
man.
seam, and he might go all the way. He's at the 30, the 20, and he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 from Bengals TD. Well, maybe a small measure of revenge for this defense, because they've been thoroughly dominated so far, but a brief bright spot there with that pick 6.
Seemingly coming up for air after being dominated as you described. They get a nice play there. Probably not going to change the balance of this game, but they have to feel a little bit better about themselves after that one.
And that will cut this lead down to 25.
Makes the score Eagles 32, Bengals 7.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
19-yard line.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And last time, decent field position through the pick 6. Obviously costly.
But they can't afford to just bunker in now. All right, good field position means go ahead and attack on offense. Try and press the advantage a little bit. They just have to be better with the football on this possession.
So that didn't bother you too much last time?
No, because it's exactly what you're supposed to do. You can't have good field position and not try to take advantage of it. Sometimes the defense makes a good play, too.
Another run with Sanders. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 12 yards there and a first down.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
And the hole closes quickly there. He gets maybe a couple up to the 38-yard
line. 2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8.
They fake the give. Now Wentz.
Fuck, man. Get that shit out of there. God damn.
And the possession is theirs at their own 43-yard line.
You been through the fucking ball, not understand. So that shit,
defensively, they did that. Now they got to go quickly and get some points on the board.
And the best part is that they made their own break, taking the ball away. Now they just look at their offense and saying, guys,
let's go.
Come on, capitalize on this one.
That goes for a gain of 31.
But they didn't ease into that drive right out of the turnover. They go for the big shot downfield and hit it. A lot of teams have that opportunity, but not every coach is going to greenlight that type of a play call. I love their aggressiveness.
And my goodness, another interception. Picked off at the 19. And the return will stop right around the 25. And you have to wonder, Charles, a game like this, 5 interceptions, what does this do to the psyche of a young quarterback?
But based on the fact that he's still out there and he threw a 5th interception, I'm wondering if his head coach believes that he's really strong mentally and wants him to play through it. Because otherwise, you need to get him out and fight another day, because this could leave lasting damage if he keeps throwing interceptions.
A big hitter. That one goes for 40 yards. 1st and 10, and they've got 3 tight ends out there. A jumbo package look. Now a carry for Sanders. And he'll be taken down by the face mask, it appeared. And yes, out come the flags. Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that one looked pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard inadvertent or not. Now it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
Flush to his right. He'll try and run it. And able to get this down inside the 15, either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be 2nd and a couple. More muscle up front for this 2nd and 2. They've got 3 tight ends out there. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 11-yard line.
And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. Now they'll throw it. Wentz. That's complete right around the 8. And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. It's a 10-yard gain there to set him up 1st and goal.
Partner, I have to tell you, just one word keeps coming to mind from watching them this afternoon, and that's impressive. They have been impressive from the opening kickoff, and they haven't let up here even into the 4th quarter.
6 yards.
And he goes backwards on this one, losing yardage to the 7.
I just wonder if before that last play, if someone on the defense stepped in the huddle and said, we've been run over, run around, run through all game long. Can we come up with one stop right here? And on that play, they did.
That one good for the completion percentage, but no gain. It'll be 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd and goal.
Wentz now on 3rd and goal.
Who the fuck is this? All these bum-ass fucking interceptions, man.
And a great return as he's up close to the 40-yard line. Now they get a 4th quarter pick. A little something to hang their hat on, I guess.
Okay, so let's face it, though. Who's happy about this play? Fantasy guys, right?
Yeah.
The analytics will tell you one thing or another. That's a bad play on one hand, a good play on the other. But it's all about the fantasy points here.
Because this ball game is over. And incomplete as he was knocked as he threw it. And it took the ball off course. They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10. Now Burrow. He completes it to Boyd. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
And it's 3rd down.
From the gun on 3rd down is Burrow. He finds his running back, Mixon. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. Give him 6 yards in the 1st down.
And the Bengals 1st down.
Now Burrow on 1st down. And now here is another interception. Picked off by Avonte Maddox. Defensively that time, they were in zone coverage. As a rookie QB, what lesson can you learn there?
Well, understand this. You saw zone in college, and the defensive backs reacted, but they don't react like they do on this level. So when they're in zone and they see the ball coming to them, they'll react at least a half a second faster. you've got to know where you want to go with the ball and be decisive with it. Otherwise, the end result can be something you don't like.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
At the 22-yard line.
From the gun, it's Wentz. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. A good pickup there of 20 yards.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Eagle football here as we get you reset. They've got it 1st and goal in a game that appears to have already been decided. Working from the gun, Wentz. And give him another 6. It's caught for a touchdown, and the blowout continues. So another score there. Often you talk about the 3 phases of the game. Defense, offense, special teams. It's been a clean sweep in this one, hasn't it?
It certainly has. They've been pretty dominant throughout this game. And privately, the head coach will add a 4th phase. That's the coaching. And he'll tell the ownership that as he tries to negotiate a new contract off of this win.
They are looking strong here in the 4th quarter. Taken about 7 yards deep. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21.
Over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going. And they unfortunately are staring at a mini losing streak developing, trailing here in the 4th quarter. This would be their 3rd straight defeat. The drive starts with a completion left side. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard.
At the 21-yard line.
Now Burrow to throw on 2nd down. And that is intercepted by the Pro Bowl corner Darius Slay. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line. The utter domination here just continues. This defense, I don't know what more we can say all around about their performance.
Well, it certainly feels in this game like maybe they're facing a Canadian defense. 12 guys on the field. It feels like there's an extra on every snap because they have really struggled to make headway through the air.
Now 1st down carry by Sanders, well defensed as they'll hold him to just a couple. 2nd down coming up.
He was brought down by Von Bell. 2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and
they'll go again with Sanders.
37-yard line.
And they will finally get to him down at the Bengals 8.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a 1st down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They've got the confidence to keep handing it to him.
And this will be caught. And the carnage continues. It's another touchdown.
Well, partner, when a team's up this big, this late in the game, I always wonder what's their motivation, because if it's me, I'm thinking about pulling on the reins a little bit. But for them, I don't think it's in their DNA. It's not their head coach's makeup at all. I think his opinion is, you stop us, we're not supposed to pull back ourselves.
Elliott to kick off for Philadelphia.
So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. Taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 18-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And a coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory, and the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week, we'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points, allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for Philadelphia, they get back in the win column as they move to 2-1 now on the year. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the San Francisco 49ers. Meanwhile, for Cincinnati, the early struggles continue as they'll sink to 0.
Hey, Pat, I'm telling you. I got what are you talking about? Remember what he said last night. He got the one.
I buy like 23. Won't fall again and I put that on me. Yeah. I feel the way my heart all on my sleeve. That's why I had to put my wrist on freeze. Come for the win, can't take another L. Designer on me, this they new Chanel. Did that split, did that drill. Yeah, champion, yeah, we here. Yeah, this the winning team. 6 rings with a pinky ring. Everybody used to pick at me, now I'm the one that they picking. Snakes out, they hit.